Hello everybody. So I was shopping around for a wireless headset. I decided to get the Xbox wireless headset, not because I want to use it only with the Xbox, but I wanted to use it with my laptop. It has Bluetooth built in, so I can use it with my phone or anything else, really. Now, I'm not sure if it'll work with the PS5 or the PS4, but maybe I can figure out a way. But it's one of the cheapest headsets to have Bluetooth and use it as a wireless headset. It's only $100. So let's open it up. That's a little tab to pull right here. There you go. There's the headset. Put that there. USB-C cable. Instructions with all pictures. Feels really plush. It's kind of like a fake leather feeling. This part is hard right up until you get to this point, then it's kind of soft. So there's some kind of plastic piece right here. The build is definitely all plastic. These head parts turn. It's probably supposed to be for volume and chat mix. Has an L and an R. Opens up pretty well. There's the USB-C port. Here's the mute. Here's the power. And that's pretty much it. Now let's get this thing tested. Okay, so I've been using these wireless headphones for a couple of days, and I wanted to talk about some cool things about them. So the first thing is it stands on its ear cup. You can use either ear cup, but it'll stay like that. It's kind of nice. I don't need to get a headphone stand for it or anything, and I just take it out of my cabinet when I'm ready to use it. Here's the volume side. It goes max volume like that, 180 degrees down to the bottom, and that's minimum volume. At minimum volume, you don't hear anything. The other side is a chat and game audio mix. So it has a stopping point at maximum game audio. It has a stopping point right in the middle where it's a 50-50 mix. And then another stopping point at the very end, which is going to be max chat audio. Now this ear side only works with the Xbox and the Xbox wireless dongle that you can use with your PC. As for buttons, here is the mute button. When you press the mute button, there's a light on here that turns off. When the microphone is active, the light will turn on. In case you wanted to see, there's the LED in low. And when you hit the mute, it turns off. This does fit for my ears. It doesn't really move that much, but the ear cups are very comfortable. It fits my head. I think if you have a big head, it's probably not gonna be super comfortable unless you break it in a little bit. For me, I have a bit of a smaller head, and this seems to work just fine. A couple of neat things. You don't have to use it wirelessly. It's kind of hard to get info on it, but you can connect a USB-C cable to the headset, and it'll work with a Windows PC. I tried connecting the USB-C headset to other laptops, a MacBook, a Chromebook, and it doesn't work. It only works with Windows computers. So if you don't have the Xbox wireless dongle, you can actually just connect a USB-C cable to it. So once you do, you'll see that light blinking. That means it's charging, but you'll have to turn it on in order to connect it to your laptop. Now here's the annoying thing. When you turn it on, if you already have it paired to your Xbox, it'll always turn your Xbox on if it's within range. So to turn it on, you just hold it for a second. I don't know if you heard that, but it has the Xbox startup sound. But also the problem is, it turned on my Xbox. So that is something you can't get away with unless you unpair the headset from your Xbox. If you're going to be using it mainly for your laptop, then you won't have a problem because you can just pair it to the Xbox wireless dongle and it'll just work when you have the USB plugged into it. But if you're switching back and forth between the Xbox and your laptop, then every time you turn it on, your Xbox is going to turn on. So here's where you can configure the headset. Now this app is also on the Xbox. You can download it from the Xbox store. And it remembers the equalizer stuff and all the settings. So once you set it here, it'll remember for any device that you take it to. So when I first got the headset, it had really weird bass, like it was very muddy, I guess. Like I didn't like the bass. Some people might like it. Sound is your preference. But I did find some equalizer settings on some websites, and this is what it is. And it sounded pretty good. It sounded really good, actually. It got rid of the muddiness from the bass, but for games that do have a lot of bass, you can still hear it. It sounds very clear. I was playing some Ascent, and it was the machine gun sounds and everything was just amazing. But that saves. You can set the auto mute. I don't really use the microphone very often, so I don't know how or which setting this one is going to be best for. But I'll just leave it on that and you can always change it. But this one basically will pick up sounds and then turn the microphone on automatically. So when it's not detecting any sounds, it'll be off. The mic light, I keep it on low because sometimes I like to play in dark areas and it can be kind of distracting. You don't see it very easily, but it can be kind of bright if in the corner of your eye in a dark room. The mic monitoring is if you want to hear the microphone through the headset. It's good to test to make sure that you can hear yourself, but usually I keep it off because I don't want to hear the sound coming from around me also, because it does get picked up by the mic occasionally. And there's a restore to default setting. Once you first connect it, it'll also ask you to update it, and you can also manually update it here, but this one obviously has no updates. So at this point, it's on the headphones for the, it says Xbox controller for some reason, but now the sound is outputting from here. This volume control actually does nothing though. The only volume you can change is through the headset volume right here. At least when it's plugged in or when you're using the Xbox wireless adapter. So yeah, it works well on the PC. It does sound a little bit better with the Xbox wireless dongle than it does with the cable, I think. But it also says in the manual that what kind of cable you use does matter. So if you want to pair it with anything, you have to hold this button for 4 seconds, and you'll see this light flashing. I'll do it right now. And now it's in pairing mode. Now this pairs either to Bluetooth or the Xbox wireless adapter or the Xbox console. So it's a multi-pairing thing. You can have one console or wireless adapter along with a Bluetooth peripheral paired, and they'll both sound through the headset. So you can actually use like your phone audio, like play music through your phone, or use it for chatting through Discord or something like that, and game on your Xbox, and both audio will show. So one thing I did notice is you can pair it with multiple devices. You can see that it says Xbox Wireless Headset at the top, and I also had it paired to my phone here. But in order to switch between the two devices, you have to disconnect from one of them and then connect to another one, and then connect to your other device. Once it is connected, it'll just automatically connect to the device that you had last connected, whether it's the Xbox and a tablet or the Xbox and then a phone. One thing to note is that when you do connect a Bluetooth device is to change the volume on the Bluetooth device. So I connected this to a switch, and for some reason the sound came out really low, but I forgot that it's a Bluetooth device. You have to raise the volume on the switch and then control with this volume knob. So if the switch volume is too low, then even if you put this at max volume, you really won't be able to hear much. And that goes for all Bluetooth devices, including phones and tablets or whatever you decide to use on it. There is a little bit of latency I notice when you do use it in Bluetooth mode. Unless you're playing like a rhythm game, I don't think it's going to affect how you play the game though. So I think for $100 it's worth it. Having Bluetooth on it is very versatile, so even if I end up not using it for the Xbox or my laptop later, I can use it for anything else that has Bluetooth. I was hoping that I would be able to change devices more easily, but as it is, basically I'll have to repair it when I'm switching between the Xbox and the laptop using the Xbox wireless adapter that I have. The only annoying thing is that it'll always turn on my Xbox when I turn the headset on if it was last paired to it. I hope they have a setting later that will take that out, but you know, it's been almost half a year and they haven't decided to do that yet, so I don't know if that's actually even possible. It also doesn't have any other real features when it connects to Bluetooth, except for that it can play the sound and use the microphone. There's no buttons to go forward or back or to bring up your voice assistant or anything like that. So it's a very basic Bluetooth headset, but the sound is good after I changed the EQ settings on it. And now I really only have to get something that I can use with the PS5. I've tried it with the PS5 using a USB-C cable. I tried it via Bluetooth. The PS5 does not allow Bluetooth audio yet. It does show up on there, but it just says that it can't do Bluetooth audio. So maybe it's in the works one day. But just like the Switch, I'm sure it has a slight latency delay, and that's probably why they're not activating it. In general, I'll probably mainly use it for the Xbox, but it's nice to know that I can use it with my laptop with almost all the features as long as I use the dongle. So that's it for me, guys. I do recommend this headset if you are looking for one that you can use for your Xbox or your PC. I like it. Until next time.